Hello and welcome to Quell. And what we try to do here is just give you simple advice to keep yourself safe, especially when you're in the workplace. Now, I'm quite lucky in my job. I travel around a lot and I speak to staff all the time, even whether it's through Zoom meetings, mobile phone or face-to-face when I'm carrying out risk assessments or doing what we call looking at causations of an incident, whether it's through workplace violence or the staff member was lone working, and solutions. But there's one thing I've been picking up a lot on over the past few months is the lack of mobile phone coverage. I'm going to places now that I used to go to and have full bars. Now I'm going and there's like one or two if I'm lucky. I've noticed a lot more staff are having to make their phones Wi-Fi enabled. So if they're even going into a shopping centre or they're going around a retail site, or they're working in a home, they've had to ask for the code so that it could obviously boost the signal strength or the communication style of whatever they're using, an app or even a lone working device. And that's important because even lone working devices now, some of them do say they work on what's called low signal, but okay. So what I'm going to do is ask two things. One of the management. Can you start putting a system in place where you know the areas that are poor signal? What I have a tendency to do in our office, I've got a big map of the island of Ireland, and we've just slowly marked up over time where the areas of either weak signal or no signal. And you get to see a pattern. So the good thing for us is when we look at somebody's calendar, if we can't find somebody, we know they might be in a certain area where they've got a poor signal or no signal, and there's less of a chance that they've been involved in an incident. Staff, yourselves, what I'd really appreciate you doing, when you're on your visits or you're even working on a scheme or a shop or retail shop, where's the harm in just taking just a couple of minutes, if you want to go like that, walk round the site where you're working, look at your phone and go, well, actually, I have a really poor phone signal here, or there is no phone signal, say at the back of the building, for an example. And again, those of you that travel around doing mobile working, do you ever stop every now and again, just check your mobile phone and say, well, actually, I have no signal? There's a big joke within my team. We always talk about the gap. And what I mean is, when we cross the border from Newry all the way down to Dundalk, on average, we get no phone signal. We get nothing. And that's what we always joke about. We always say, well, who's coming up, who's going down? Because when we're going up and down that route, we have no signal for roughly about 6 or 7 minutes. But it's still long enough sometimes for people to be quite concerned. So one thing we always know, if we're all talking to each other, about the approximate time we think we might be crossing. Because I'm sure one or two of us have even seen it when you're coming up and down that road as an example. You do see quite a lot of vehicles broken down. You know what I mean? Because of the high volume of traffic. And if that was you, well, I'm just saying, if you haven't set your phone up correctly, you could be in a situation. And what I mean about that is check our videos out that we did the other week on about making sure you've put certain settings on your phone to help you. So again, might seem like a simple task, but having good communication with your colleagues enhances your personal safety, lowers the risks, and also is something that can be taken for granted. Get a map, mark down where the poor signals are, where there's no signal. Staff, please start looking, reviewing and reporting back and keeping that flow of communication, because you never know. You might have a breakdown, as I said, or an accident in one of them dead spot areas, and how will anyone find you? Thank you for watching. Please continue to watch. I love it that a lot of people are jumping over to our LinkedIn page and looking at some of the stories we put out, because all we're here to do is improve your staff safety. Bye for now.